Mr. Owens.
Gentleman from Utah is recognized.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I rise today in opposition to H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446. In this last week, I received over 1,000 emails from constituents in strong opposition to these anti-gun bills. Here's a sample. H.R. 8 will make it impossible to sell or loan guns to my relatives and trusted friends. These bills appear designed to impose restrictions on natural rights guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. And finally, stand up for our rights and oppose these measures with every tool in your grasp. I absolutely will fight these measures with every tool in my grasp. These rights to protect my life, liberty, and property were granted to me by God and cannot be taken away from me by D.C. bureaucrats. I grew up in the Deep South at a time when Black Americans were unable to defend themselves. After the Civil War, black codes and Jim Crow laws prohibited people of color from owning firearms. In the mid-1950s, Martin Luther King Jr. kept firearms for self-protection, but his application for concealed weapon permit was denied because of racist gun control laws in his state. As a child, my dad witnessed an altercation between his father and a Southern white man who thought my grandfather was being disrespectful and threatened to teach him a lesson. Later that night, he drove up to my grandfather's home with a bunch of his friends, standing on the forerunner of a Model T Ford. My grandfather was prepared. He and his brothers had hidden around his front porch, and as these bullies and cowards approached the house, they heard the click of rifles and left as fast as they came. Without firing his gun on another human being, my grandfather's right to own a firearm ensured his rights to protect his life, liberty, and property. I urge my colleagues to vote against these anti-Second Amendment bills. Thank you, and I yield back.
Gentleman from Ohio reserves. Gentleman from New York is recognized.
Mr. Speaker,